Bus services, the bus behind us. On Sunday, going to be running 18 hours a day, 2 routes, half an hour of service, €1.10, or if you're a student, 55 cents. And that's going to transform the time for the better. You see it working there. The numbers of the town bus services around the country are 75% compared to pre-COVID numbers. Huge increase in demand. Transforms the town. Improves people's quality of life. Get to work, get to school, get to the shops, get to friends, and makes the town centre first policy real. Really brings life back into the centre towns. So, Carlow today, with more towns on our sites, the likes of Portbush, Donegal, Ennis and beyond. But for Carlow, this is a really good day. And last thing I'd say, I had the privilege of being down here at the council a couple of months ago. Carlow Town's really interesting. It's one of our Pathfinder projects, is to make a connection out to the university here. All the active travel players tell me that they really work in our cycling infrastructure going in. It's really changed the time for the better. So I see Carlow as a real opportunity to be a really strong, sustainable town, and that's what we celebrate. It's very important that the bus is running. Yes, we're going to switch out from electric. There's a choice between waiting for the electric bus and getting this running up and out. I know what people at Carlow would say, let's get the buses in and we will switch to electric. But it's the new services that will transform the environment. Switch to public transport brings huge emission reductions, so it'll be a lot cleaner than the alternative where everyone might have to drive. So if we cut emissions, we will switch to electric. First things first, we want the service. Yes. Expect in September we're going to start to see some of these Pathfinder projects, some of the really significant examples where we do start to realign space. That won't be easy. We'll have to work with local communities, local businesses to make sure that we still provide access, but not everything dependent on true traffic. And yes, reducing the volume of traffic, that's what we have to do. I'm meeting with one of the counties that's looking at that. They're due to present in September a really significant change, and that's going to be the model. That is how we have to go. We have to make it easier to get around in public transport. We have to make it safer to walk and cycle. And that's what we do with what the Planning Advisory Council is saying. Transport's hard to change. It happens for several decades. What we see is when we do provide the public transport alternative, or make it safer to walk and cycle, large people are flocking to it. The numbers on these new public transport services, not just in towns, but connecting Ireland numbers, they're 240%. It's phenomenal what's happening at the moment. A combination of the lower fares and the increased services, large public responding, we are an outlier now in Europe, in that our public transport numbers are ahead of pre-COVID levels. It's not happening elsewhere. And I think it's here because there's pent-up demand. People want better alternatives, and we're going to provide them.
So, by reallocating those, explain what that would look like. Would that be just only accepting the road, or if we're taking road away from traffic, road space away from traffic for cycle lanes?
Give an example. I've meeting recently with Wicklow County Council and the NTA. We look at the likes of the N11. When we fit a bus corridor in on that approach road into the city from the south. The N4 is another example where we're looking to see can we make sure the bus gets priority so it gets in and out. And for a lot of people commuting into Dublin, let's say long distance in the morning, that's a real issue. So by making sure that the bus gets through, it gets priority, I think people will switch, and that improves the traffic situation for everyone. Dublin City Centre, to give another example, a lot of debate about Dublin City Centre at the moment. I think we can revitalise the city centre by taking some of the true traffic out 60% of the cars going into Dublin city centre are not going to the centre, they just want through to another location. They're changing even the road signs. Let's say your options for left and right turn. You still maintain access for the business people or others who have to get in, but you take out the through traffic. And then at the same time, you create a more attractive urban environment. You bring back pedestrian vitality, bring back retail in the centre of Dublin by making it an attractive location. So there are two examples of working on it.
Some of your government colleagues did not agree with that. A few weeks ago, Simon Harris saying the government isn't anti-car, anti-carbon, transport measures can't be anti-car.
No, it's not anti anyone. I'm not anti, like some people have to try. It won't work if we're demonising people and saying, well, you're the problem, you're the fault. But I think what we do need to provide the alternatives. And when we do that, it suits people to switch. That works for everyone. I think it's frustration for the car drivers. Everyone's stuck in traffic if everyone's driving. So it's not anti-car, it's making a better balanced system. Historically, we haven't invested enough in public transport and in walking and cycling. There was a major study done by the OECD that by design we created a car-dependent culture. It doesn't work not just in climate terms, it doesn't work physically in terms of how many cars can get through the centre of town. So by providing the alternative, it's good for everyone. It's not anti-car, it's right. It is anti-car though. We do have to do that with urgency. What's happening this summer is a warning call for everyone to change. It won't work if it's pointing the finger at people, blaming people. Make it easier.
A very important document, to many people across the whole line of Ireland. These documents
I think she left a huge, I think the response last night, everyone I knew, particularly people of a certain generation, like I remember those Dublin in the 80s, and she made arrived, and she did arrive, but she was, the whole city was talking about it, the whole city and country had a sense of pride in her. And I think that's still there because she was an incredible talent. She was an incredible advocate, fearless, and outspoken. And thank God she was. I think she brought a huge amount in doing that, but also the nation before. She was just an inspiration. And you realize. It's still going to be back to us earlier on. This is not going to be anti-road or anti-motorist. We are going to have to invest in road networks. The new development will be a lot of bypasses. But back to this idea that we're revitalising our town centre first. We need to do that. I was in Carlows last month. I was in Mayor last 2 weeks ago. There was real understanding there that the likes of bypass of Ballymoor, the likes of Swinford or Foxford, taking the traffic out of towns is a way where we need to get back. And we need to make sure that our road system or traffic system works. But that doesn't mean we don't invest in public transport. That rail review, I think, is a historic document that will be seen in the future at the moment that we turn to rail, that we face a new year of rail. And the benefit of that is we're using a lot of existing assets, like the switch to rail freight. We use the existing airlines, which I think we're only really using for passengers, so it makes good economic sense. But also to build new. I was on Radio 4 this morning, and the connection to Derry and Letterkenny, Donegal is important. The connection to Portadown, the Armagh, to Cavan and Monaghan is important. Because Western Rail Corridor is important. What it does is it rebalances the country. We're always like ants on the east. I'm a dog. I want to see Dublin thrive. But Dublin will not work. The whole country is taking over into the coast. We need to shift it out the west, the southwest and northwest. And that's what that rail strategy does. So it's not one versus the other. We will need roads, particularly bypasses that help take the traffic out of town, take all that through traffic out. And we're doing that. We're doing it in the private community, we're doing it in the economy, we're doing it in the store. The list is long on my arm. I want to do it in Virginia, Carbon, and a whole range of towns. So yes, we're going to be doing our roads, but it'll be part of the move towards a more sustainable transport system. I know Porrick, and I think his book, Wicked Way, is probably the most important environmental book written in the last 10, 15, 20 years in this country. He's a superb advocate for the restoration of nature. He does, and really, I hope he changes a really important work in that. He's a really important voice in that nature in our society. I'm not sure what a farm group is.
Farming group is like, people telling me I'm from a farming background. It's not necessarily a group, it's a group of advocates of farmers. So, for example, the oil trade, farmers, oil trade, etc.
Sorry for so sadly. First thing, in the same way they were saying to Coleman there that we won't succeed in making people to make if we're demonising any one section of society, be your motorists or first public transport. But in the same way, we're not going to get the meat we need in Irish agriculture and forestry and managing nature if it's pointing the finger at people, blaming people, saying you're the problem, you're the cause of all the difficulties. Irish farming and farmers and foresters will be the centre of a green revolution in this country that restores nature, reduces emissions, but also protects and maintains the Irish family farm system, which gives us real strength and real benefits. So I see farmers as the frontline heroes that are going to be part of this change. It is going to be real change. We cannot ignore the water pollution and the air pollution and the rising emissions. It has to stop, our world is burning. So yes, there's going to be significant change. It will be change for the better. And I don't believe, I'm not going to finger any one individual or any one organisation. Like the Farmers Journal, maybe just take that as an example, coming out and saying that the EPA science is not accurate and not correct. I don't think that's true. I think that's certainly the Irish farming community when you take the message to protect the basic science. So let's stick to the science, but let's also not fall out into a divisive country where it's one section of the country versus the other. I don't think that serves anyone interest. So my experience on the ground talking to farmers as I do regularly is that they get that the climate change, they get it more than anyone else. They get that the current system doesn't serve the vast majority of Irish farmers. They get that actually solution is going to be done again. They just want to know how it works. They want the assurance that they will be paid. And that's our job.
One of the power is
I'm just tying on it.
There's a much more significant study done by the EPA earlier this year, which I think interviewed 4,000 people, so it was a really extensive survey. And it showed that the might call the climate denial about 3 or 4%. And that was before this summer when the world weather systems are literally going off the charts. So I don't think that's true in terms of whatever that EPA is, that European study is. It also showed that over 80% of Irish people saw less inclined what are their interests, what something they wanted to see. The interesting thing is there was no variation between rural and urban. There was no variation between young and old. So I think that we absolutely get the need for climate action. I think people cannot see, people watch, see what's happening at the moment in the Antarctic with the ice sheet melt forming. And when you see what's happening with North Atlantic, the Florida water is 50% degrees. That's warm water. Urgency. This week, I mean, it's literally this summer week by week. The nation's research saying that the Gulf Stream is this stream which protects our island, which keeps us warm, which gives us stability, is at risk. That's not a warning call and a call for action and for need to switch towards a more sustainable way of living. The never will be. But I think the Irish people are absolutely wide enough famous to it.
Farming organizations are not showing the best interests of their members or farmers in general is not trying to resist the minimum it's not. We need the farmers not to make far more radical changes which we need to make the right action.
Farmers have commissions, commissions to make the same carbon reductions we need to make. So it is starting to happen. I mean, the fact that we voted through the nature restoration law 120 votes to 9 and that it was the Irish votes, the Irish MPs that got the nature restoration law agreed in the European Parliament. I think that tells a real tale because those people who were originally set out, Sinn Féin and Fianna Fáil MPs that we wouldn't vote for, they actually started to listen and hear from people who do want to see nature protected and restored. And thankfully, they changed their vote. So I think that gives a lot of assessment of where they are. We want to be as politics of all political parties, of every part of the country, want to be part of the solution. And I think it's our job in government to help deliver those solutions. And that's what we're doing here today.
Oh yeah. Sorry, pardon me. You're awkward.
You catch it up, you get it all. No worries.
You've got a bigger stand.
afternoon, everyone. We're just going to kick off proceedings. Before we start, could I ask everyone to move a little bit forward? You're all way back there. I'm struggling to see you. So if you can just take a number of steps forward and fill up the room a little bit, that'd be great. Thank you. Brilliant. That's super. Thanks very much, everyone. We'll kick off proceedings. And good afternoon, everyone. Minister, Mayor, Laskahira, councillors, and Graham, CEO of the National Transport Authority, and all invited guests. You're really welcome here today. It's sort of a pleasure for me to be here to the launch of the new Carlow Town bus service. It really is a monumentous day. Even that good, the sun nearly came out, which is something that we haven't seen in July much. But look, it really is. I'm delighted to be here. I'm Alan Parker. I'm a Chief Customer Officer with Bus Éireann. I'm delighted to be joined here today with Miriam Hughes, who's the chair of Bus Éireann. So Bus Éireann, we really are delighted to be selected by the National Transport Authority to run the new Carlow Town service. So that was after a competitive tender process. This will be our 7th town service, so Carlow will join Athlone, Sligo, Navan, Balbriggan, Drogheda and Dundalk. And what we've really seen in our town service is just the usage and the customer usage is just surging. We're about 75% up than where we were in 2019. So we're really seeing great growth, great usage when services are delivered, frequent, reliable, and I've no doubt that the Carlow Town service is going to be a huge success. I think we have seen firsthand in other towns sort of the connectivity that it will add. Having spent the last couple of days with our team going around the town doing training, it's just amazing the sort of the number of different connections these two new services are going to deliver between sort of business, education, residential, people visiting Carlow. So it's really going to be a game changer for Carlow Town. Maybe we just want to show a very short video, just to give you a sense of the connectivity that these new routes are going to deliver. Gives you a sense. I'm sure everyone who's from Carlow here knows sort of all those locations, knows the sort of the major differences these services are going to make. And we're really honoured today to have the Minister for Transport, Mr. Aidan Ryan, TD, to be here to launch the service for us. So if I could ask the Minister to address us now. Thank you.
Thank you, Alan. I'm very honoured to be back in Carlow. I was saying to Mayor Neil that I was here 2 months ago, was it? Met the council, met the county manager and the staff directors of services. And I came away with one thought in my mind, that Carlow Town has actually got the real potential now to become a shining example of what a sustainable town can be. I was just really taken back at the time. I know we have various projects which are ready to go, which look to develop. Real amazing, as you say, Mayor. The kind of change in active travel, the putting in of cycle lanes in the town is really starting to be noticed now. And when we build that Pathfinder project out to the university, and manage the inner city, the town centre traffic system to help this bus service, but also to make it safer to walk and cycle around. I think on the transport side, Carlow is starting to be transformed for the better. 7 days a week, 18 hours a day, every half an hour, €1.10 if you're my age, 55 cents if you're Miriam's, student of life. That's a really important new service for the town. It backs what government is saying. We want town centres first. We want to see our towns really thrive. Can't be all about the cities. Everyone doesn't have to commute. Let's set up business here. Let's make retail strong here. And a bus service does it. And where we've done it, it's phenomenal what's happening. Navan at the moment, you were saying to me, Miriam, the numbers on Navan just going through the roof. Same in Sligo, same everywhere we've put in, same in Kilkenny when the new service was put in a couple of years ago. Immediately, people saying, yep, I'd like to use that service. And as you say, Alan, those 75% increase in numbers, there's very few other countries in the world where public transport numbers are ahead of COVID numbers, pre-COVID numbers. Here it's 75% above, that's phenomenal. And in the rural, connecting rural, I met Jackie Mealy on the way in, he reminded me, is it the 877, Jackie, is due to start next month? The next of the Connecting Ireland bus services, New Ross to Carlow. So it's not just the town bus services, it's the Connecting Ireland rural bus services are being delivered. We're launching a new service, one a week, for the last year and a half. And there the numbers have gone up 225% on the local link service. So there's a phenomenal transport change happening, particularly younger people. Look, who's using the services? It's younger people to go out for the night. That last one's home, is it 12:30?
Yeah, just after midnight.
You have a good night out and safe home. So that's what's happening. There's a certain bit of competition. I'm going around to each and every council to discuss how we're going to do a climate plan next February for every council. And I start to realise there's a little bit of competition happening here. I was in Portlaoise shortly after visiting Carlow, and I was saying to them, you'd want to see what's happening in Carlow, lads. And I'd say the same now in Clonmel. They're about to do a really big job in Clonmel and take the traffic out of the centre of Clonmel. I regret I'm speaking first here because I think to a certain extent I'm more keen to hear what the Mayor has to say. Because you and your council colleagues, even in the remaining year we have in this council term, I think have an opportunity to run with this and pick up with it. To look to see how could we really change the traffic system around the centre of town to make sure that the buses fly through. And I think get on that virtuous circle. We're up against Portlaoise here and Clonmel and Kilkenny, and we could show neighbouring towns and counties how it could be done. At the moment, in my mind, Carlow's right up there as a real example of a county management council which is actually up for it and which is starting to make those changes. This bus service will be a huge help to your work. Ganari and Polly. Dermot.
Thank you very much, Minister. And as I say, we're just delighted to be playing a part where we can support the growth in public transport usage in Carlow. I think, as I said at the start, we're delighted as a company to have been awarded the contract to operate from the National Transport Authority. The National Transport Authority have planned the service, planned the routes, planned the frequency, and I suppose most importantly have made the funding available to ensure that this service can get to this point and then run from this Sunday onwards. I think from a Bus Éireann point of view, we work very collaboratively with the National Transport Authority and really supporting them in their objective of trying to grow public transport usage and improve services throughout the whole of Ireland. And I'm delighted today that we have Anne Graham, Chief Executive of the National Transport Authority, with us today for the launch. And I think just ask Anne to say a few words.
Minister, Carlows, Lost Carlows, County Council colleagues and friends, and today I'm actually joined by family for a change, so my aunt and uncle Sean and Pat are here as well today, so I'm delighted to be here in Carlow. Or as the signs that we're putting out, we're renaming the town Buslow instead of Carlow, if you don't mind. And we're here to launch the town bus services, the C1 and the C2. We're finally here. But the launch here today is indicative of the National Transport Authority's commitment to investing in public transport, not just in big cities, but also in our major towns and in rural Ireland. We are supported in this vision by the Minister and his government, who provided the financial support for the service, and by the County Council and the team who assisted in the delivery of the infrastructure. I want to thank my colleagues in the NTA who have designed the services, and to Bus Éireann, who were successful in the procurement and are more than willing to provide such a vital service to the people of Carlow. The NTA, we already support services in Sligo, Navan, Dundalk, Balbriggan, Drogheda, Kilkenny, and our all-electric town service in Athlone, and we want to grow more. But today is the turn of Carlow, with the town bus service going live from this Sunday, the 30th of July. I'm delighted that the service will operate 7 days a week, 18 hours a day, Monday to Saturday, with a slightly shorter operating day on Sunday. Both the C1 and CW1 and CW2 are well-designed routes with interchanges at a number of locations around the town, and interchanges with regional bus services, with our local link services. I'm delighted to see Jackie here today. So the Carlow town bus service will be provided by comfortable, high-capacity, single-deck, urban, low-floor, wheelchair-accessible buses, and we intend to transition the fleet to zero emissions in time. This will mean our service is accessible and available to everyone who would like to use it. It's also in the context of our Connecting Ireland Rural Mobility Plan. We've already witnessed significant success, as the Minister had said, but we are committed to connecting more people and places in towns and townlands nationwide, including Carlow. So, as the Minister said, we've seen a huge rebound in the number of people travelling on our public transport services, more than ever, and that has been down to the design of the services, providing more services with the support of the government, but also the government support in reducing fares, the 20% reduction, as well as the introduction of the Young Adult Leap Card. And we have seen a very significant response. Every week now, tens of thousands of people are making bus journeys, which were not possible before. In the first half of 2019, 780,000 passengers travelled on our town service. This year, that figure was 1.3 million, which is an incredible growth. I'm confident that we will witness a similar success story here in Carlow. I wish Bus Éireann well for this new service and welcome new customers to the TFI public transport network. Let's all work together to use more sustainable transport and reduce our carbon emissions, and make Carlow an even more attractive place to work, to live and to visit. Thank you.
That's great. Thanks very much, Anne. And as I said, the NTA have sort of planned, sort of developed the services. I think without the sort of support of the local authority, we wouldn't have got to the point where we are today. As the local authority, key stakeholder, I think what we've been really impressed with is the enthusiasm, the drive that we've seen from everyone in Carlow, from the mayor, everyone within the council, through to just the people of Carlow. It's been phenomenal, and the last couple of weeks we've had to stop people getting on the buses. They want the service to go. It's just been really, I think people are really welcoming this. We're delighted to see that. I think it really bodes well for the success of this service. As I say, we've really welcomed and appreciated the sort of the collaboration, support, and input we've had from the council, and as I say, looking forward to that as we move forward and develop and grow this service. So delighted to have the mayor here today, and if I could ask Tom O'Neill to come and say a few words to us.
Oh, what a day for Carlow. Minister Eamon Ryan, Alan Parker, Chief Customer Officer of Bus Éireann, Anne Graham, Chief Executive of the NTA, elected members of Carlow County Council, Acting Chief Executive Pat Delaney, directors, staff, ladies and gentlemen. As Mayor of Carlow Town, I am delighted to represent Carlow on this special occasion. It is challenging to recall the last initiative that was so eagerly anticipated across the entire population of Carlow. I have observed people studying timetables, planning their journeys, and even more brave souls out there running the routes. I, for one, wouldn't be happier to travel on board. From this Sunday, the town bus service will make a significant difference to all our lives, regardless of age or stage of life. It will open up all the town's amenities to the entire population, putting everyone within easy reach of all the town has to offer: education, leisure, retail, employment. And let's not forget the simple but most important pleasure of just even meeting family or friends. This service will reduce congestion and the town's reliance on private car transport. In a recent study, 72% of trips to work and education in Carlow were made by car. The town bus service has been the missing ingredient in reducing this dependency, and I am confident we will see people embrace the option it offers to them. Moreover, it aligns with Carlow County Council's ongoing progress towards sustainable modes of travel, with investment in our coach park, greenways, and of course our cycle paths. Minister, we are making strides, if not to take the car out of Carlow, but certainly to reduce the dependency on it. In addition, Carlow is making great strides in progressing substantial progress, which will drive further development in Carlow Town, such as Carlow Town new RDF project with the appointment of the design team consultant for the project. Progression on the Southern Relief Road project, which, Minister, I hope we talked about it later on. The continuing rollout of the active travel infrastructure programme and the designation of our South East University just out the Kenny Road here. The completion of the IDF factory just out the Dublin Road. And the opening of the newer factory in the former Braun factory. And recently, we have increased the train services to and from Carlow. Setting up the local link bus services, which you mentioned, Minister, and connecting rural Carlow to the town. All positive steps for Carlow. I want to express my gratitude to the NTA, Bus Éireann, and particularly those in the local authority who have worked tirelessly on this project. Identifying appropriate and safe stops, putting infrastructure in place, changing road layouts, and so on. No one has been found wanting in holding what's necessary to make this happen. A massive thank you to our Director of Service, Corrigan Gorman, his team of Ray Wickham, Noel Dillon, Barry Noel, Kieran Brennan, and all the staff in Carlow County Council. To my fellow councillors, Deputy Mayor Brown, Deputy Casson, Deputy Dalton, Phelan, Murnane, Wallace, Cal, I thank each and every one of you for driving this wonderful project for Carlow Town. As a result of their efforts, from Sunday, almost 2/3 of the households in Carlow Town will be in 5 minutes or less a walk from a bus stop, which is approximately about 18,000 people. This service is going to change Carlow Town for the better. I wish the Bus Éireann drivers who deliver this essential service to our community well and many hours of safe travel around our town. Finally, I look forward to Carlow setting new records for the busiest and most popular town service in the Transport for Ireland network in the coming months. Carolina Margaret.
Thank you very much, Mayor. And as I said, we really have been sort of bowled over by the support and collaboration we have had and now may it last as we grow and develop the service in the town. I think just before we close, I suppose like to thank my own team. You referenced we have sort of a big team in Bus Éireann has got us to this point. We have 19 new drivers who are starting, who will be based in Carlow, many of them actually living in Carlow, and they'll join the team. They'll be out on the road from Sunday. We have our mechanics, our engineering teams who will be maintaining the vehicles, our planners, our management, our depot staff. Everyone, I can guarantee you, will be focused on ensuring that this service is a high quality service, is punctual, is reliable, and to make sure it is a success. And again, thank you to every one of the Bus Éireann team. Without you, we couldn't have got to this stage. And as you say, Mary, I feel it's working through many miles and hours of safe driving with full buses is what we're looking forward to. So just to close, I think it just leaves me to thank you all for attending. Thanks for taking time out of your busy schedules to attend the sort of launch of the Carlow Town Bus Service. I think wishing everyone in Carlow, success with this service. I hope it gets the usage that I've no doubt it will, and that everyone in Carlow has sort of many years of safe and sustainable travel, and that, as you say, Carlow Town Service is the sort of the busiest and most successful town service in the TFI network. So, look, thank you very much, everyone. Look forward to welcoming you all on board from next Sunday, and thank you again.
I see over in the corner.
You brought the kids, have you?
Okay, lovely. Good. And I'll get you moving in closer to you. Yeah. Good. Here we go. Big smiles.
It was a smile.
Well done. Well done.
You take it, will it go into it? He's talking. When he's finished talking. Not to just get a picture just for I wanted to make sure that sorry, I'm making a wait now.
tropical, great place to come. All here for the free food. Oh yeah, with the hot fight, John.
Mum makes it really cool. She's